So this afternoon, we had a really neat conversation guided by a provocation. We recognize it's hard to know if a problem and a context and a solution space and a partner are perfectly suited to a lab, or is it absolutely not the right problem, not the right solution space, nor the right partner to engage. So the creative provocation was, what if you could create a single page visualization that would be like a decision tree, forks in the road where you'd say yes, no, right, left, and you could navigate this journey from start to finish and decide, yes, we need a lab, we're going for it. So that was what we tried to take on. Let's think about all the criteria that you'd have to make a decision on to actually engage with a lab that live in these 4 categories. So, for example, on problem space, is there consensus about the nature of the problem? Is there clear definition of the problem? Solution space. Is this a top-down versus a bottom-up kind of solution space being examined? Are we open to a range of possible solutions? The context. Here examples were that the context is characterized by the fact that systems features are relevant and they matter. That there is existing demand on behalf of beneficiaries. At the level of the partner, we came up with all kinds of ideas. Is the partner risk-loving? If they say no, an innovation lab is definitely not the construct. Do they have a perspective which is that users would add value if they're included? Again, if they say, no, we don't really think users have a lot of value to bring into this process, probably an innovation lab won't work. So for each criteria, we have a question. So for problems, a first question, is this a problem that many people have tried to solve in many ways before? Well, if the answer is yes, meaning it's complex, keep going. Is there consensus about the cause of the problem? If everyone thinks they already know the cause, the innovation lab might have a little less value to offer. If there's no consensus, there's a lot of speculation, that's a great invitation for a lab. Does the problem impact underserved populations? There's certainly an emphasis in this community to try to work explicitly to benefit underserved populations. So we're looking for a yes on this one. Do you prefer deep analysis over synthesis? If it's just about analysis and not about drawing together perspectives, maybe this isn't a great fit. If it's a person who would say, yes, we want analysis and synthesis, it looks pretty good. Is it useful to find a new way to frame the problem? If someone says, nope, not useful, again, the innovation lab is predicated on framing problems. That's one of our value propositions. So we would be looking for a partner who says, yeah, we actually think there's great value in seeing the problem in different ways. To the context, 3 decision points on our visualization decision tree here. The first is there a sense of momentum for solving this problem? We'd be looking for yes, though somebody could say they're not really sure, and that would be okay. Is there sufficient ability to move or engage stakeholders in this context? You know, if a context is in an economy in which the political reality is so stifling to any kind of change or progress, it means there isn't much ability to move or engage. And so this may be far less amenable to this kind of work. And in terms of the beneficiary in the context, is there existing demand in the context for a solution to the problem? Do people want this thing fixed? To partners. So we have 6 questions here that'll offer forks in the road for decision making. Are you going to have dedicated staff with decision-making power engaged? If there are no dedicated staff, so if this lab generates all these ideas that influence decision-making and no one will make a decision, this is going to be a very perilous situation for the lab. Are you comfortable making decisions without conclusive data? We're looking for a yes there, because if someone needs all the answers before making a choice, the innovation lab will halt in terms of how it proceeds through this process. Do you understand the value of early user engagement? We hope the answer is yes there, that there is an appreciation for the richness you get in terms of perspective when you bring users as front into the process as you can. To our last category, which is solutions, 2 questions we would bring into the visual here. Do you know exactly what you want built, developed, or designed? If people come into an innovation lab saying, we got it, we need a new, better mousetrap, as opposed to, we're looking for new ways to catch mice. The one really restricts, the other opens up all kinds of possibilities. So this is a question to see how fixed the thinking is.